Hey you, so on this video, best time to sell / flip your modern collector coin. I'm just going to go over exactly that. I've been asked a question and just going to give my own answers as to my new approach when I do have modern collector coins and my timing and how I go about pulling the trigger to release them. So I'm just going to touch over that and just give my answer and my approach. As I've mentioned, I've got a load of the Rwandan proof lunar dogs in the background here, so I picked up a few of these. They've all been sold. I've gone to Happy Homes. Only a couple of these belong to me now. These are a prime example, so we'll just jump straight into these now. Of course, this is only going to be referring to the modern collector coins, and for individuals that go on to pick up a large amount, for instance, like I have here, to flip at some point, whether they choose to flip sooner or later. I've been asked what's the absolute best time. I don't think there is a best time. I think it's all going to fall on the individual for what they want and what they're prepared to accept and take, whether they're being reasonable within themselves. With these, it's a great example, because what's happened with these is the frenzy has changed the price radically from when I purchased them to where they are now. Now, I do have a different approach for silver and gold now, much totally. Whereas once upon a time I may have held on to a load of these for a lot longer. With me now, with silver, just with the risks that are out of our hands, it doesn't prevent me from picking them up, as you can see, but I do want to flip them a lot sooner than later. Now, whichever series that is, it's also going to play a massive role, as I'll break into. Whereas you get different grades of coins, in my opinion. When we're looking at the two main big coins at the time of releasing this, is going to be these proof silver dogs and Perth Mint Swan proof coins that are handled by APMEX, I believe, commissioned by them. They're both creating the frenzy because of the prices that they're now asking. Time of releasing this video, I understand APMEX was asking an absolute ludicrous price for these proof dogs, and I see it as more of a hindrance because I now have them, and this is what I've explained in partially before in the past, that once they set such a large price, it puts the secondary market in somewhat of a confusion. Whereas now they're asking what they're asking for these, individuals selling them don't know what to put them up. Whereas I've personally seen a lot of individuals prefer to purchase from the dealer, whether it be fakes or just the cowboyism happening on eBay. Once they set at such a high price point, even some more of the more appealing offerings on eBay still maybe not getting no bites. So it leaves the market in confusion, the secondary market in confusion. They've currently got the BU swans back in, and as I've mentioned in the past, I was real happy that I released mine when I did, because this is the exact confusion I was talking about. It's easy showing the sold prices, but some of them just ain't selling. A lot of people may have them up for a set price and they're just sitting around, and then lo and behold, APMEX seems to get a whole new large bunch, put it for damn near double what the secondary market price is asking on eBay, and still you would feel that the secondary market individual selling would get more buyers, and they'd start selling the load more, but nothing seems to happen. In fact, the opposite. APMEX seem to be selling at the larger price. I don't know if they're $130 at the time of releasing this, however you're paying, whereas on the eBay, first place you're going to go check, you can pick them up for damn near $60. But APMEX have sold a large number at that price. Now, whether they're playing silly boy games, I wouldn't know. I'm looking at it like if they had 100 of these coins left over, realistically, the only way I can see them doing such crazy tactics is them telling themselves, well, look, we can sell 10 or 20% at 130. We could damn near shut up shop after we've sold 20 coins and just sit on these for however long and do the same tactic again in 6 months' time. That can be the only reason, but they're still selling. So it just goes to prove there are individuals out there, even with the YouTube videos out there and the forums, that are still paying over the odds for these coins when you can pick them up on eBay, or are APMEX up to their dodgy tricks and not really selling these and just giving off the illusion that they are. We'll never know, but in the end of the day, I have seen individuals have contacted me asking whether it was a good time to purchase at that price, and they seemed extremely eager. We're talking about the proof swan coin here. Getting back to the main question, I would personally sell something along the lines of the Swan coins a lot sooner than later. When we're talking, it's only came in a silver offering that was really given the best opportunities. When I sold mine is how I intend to approach all of the offerings from the Perth and the Royal Mint now moving forward, whereas the hype was ripe and I picked it just at the right time. That would be my answer to that question. I mean, I've said it before, when the hype is ripe. And how do you know? What realistically needs to be for me is when it can be easily liquidated for a handsome profit. So this is why the answer is different for each individual. For what I was able to get, I damn near got double on a silver BU coin. Less risk if it did go, you know, tits up, where it was when we're talking a proof coin. I've recently sold a big ticket proofed coin on the secondary market for a friend of mine, and it was a pain in the ass, and the way the coin was scrutinized really did put me off, because it was damn near on the verge of being returned back for imperfection that was outside. There was no spots, no nothing, just the individuals being extremely difficult. And this is something you don't want to run into, especially when you're talking silver items. That's why I'd rather sell a lot sooner. You know, as when it's its most liquid, it's easy to see the new prices and think, okay, they're priced all the way up there. Now my coin's appreciated, and this is for the individuals that buy just a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 to flip and think it's at a new high, it's only going to keep on rising. I think that price is an artificial high, it's a bubble technically. And the dealers, the main dealer doing this now, APMEX, is creating these bubbles, and it's dangerous for the coins. This is why when it comes to silver proof, my mindset is to flip as soon as possible. The second, if it's extremely liquid, that's what I want to do. You know, when it can be liquidated as fast as possible, whether that be via dealer or one of the auction sites, eBay and the likes of. Now, it's a different approach when we're talking about a coin that's coming from a series like one of these lunar coins, for instance, or another series like the nautical ounce coins. With these, I think you have the strength of the series pulling it through, so there's no rush, because that coin is going to always want to be backtracked on for individuals getting into it. It's different for an indefinite series like the Kookaburra series, for instance. With those, with no end in sight, I would be more on the same mindset of what I done with my swans, and flip the best motif when I can and keep it moving. Whereas something like this, individuals may want to play catch up. I personally feel they'll want to do a lot more and maybe pay the odds to come in at this series here. Definitely for the gold, my approach is it's a rush to sell, of course. And remember, I'm flipping. I'm not going to be holding on to any of these, or maybe just the one. For individuals that are holding on to that one and they like it because they do, it's always going to be a dilemma for them whether they sell because the prices are going up to whatever they are now and extremely liquid, or they just hold on to them. But with the gold, my mindset's different. Whereas even on this series here, it can only appreciate over time. Individuals, from what I've seen, have no problems paying the larger premiums for even a 1 ounce gold piece than with the silver. I mean, they'll get the silver to keep it moving and keep it all in one if they want every piece or every offering. But with the gold, I have no problem sitting on for the long term, because I know the quality is just going to be within my control, so I don't need to worry about nothing, no type of imperfections, or unless I purchase it and it's like that. So I'm a lot more laxed with the gold offerings. With the silver, even in a series as strong as these, I'm still going to be flipping as soon as possible, but it's not going to be watching the secondary market and the charts and the likes of. So that's just my approach as to best time to sell your collector coins. Is my approach is, if it's an independent series moving forward, I've mentioned that it's going to be an APMEX exclusive, or even anything from the Royal Mint, for instance. I always refer back to this coin, but this is a coin that it's in a planet of its own. The Peter Rabbit 2016 coin would have been a perfect coin to do the quick flip on. At the moment, the 2016 is just demanding crazy premiums, and now there's talk of errors being on these ones here. But anything from the Perth and the Royal Mint one releases like these, I mean, of course they're going to go on and do what they've done. I'm on the mindset where it's going to be most liquid and a price point that I'm comfortable with sooner than later. I don't want to hold on to it. I have seen coins, I have coins that have been hot, real hot, extremely liquid. I didn't seize the opportunity. And not saying they're not hot no more. If I was to go on eBay, you can see sold prices, they're selling for a set price. I may have one up on eBay now, and you know, there's just not a lot of action, not a lot of work. So what you're seeing and what you're getting are two different things. So I just want to be able to, it's most liquid and the best price for me. When we're talking a series like this that's just starting brand new, I think it being a first does play a role on something like this, and especially when it's not going to have dealer intervention like APMEX coming along and just messing up the secondary market sales. They've set a new high for these proof coins and the current Swan proof coins, but whether you'll get that if you're an owner like myself are two different things. So just a series that's strong enough, and really watch who it's coming from. You know, if you're going to get any type of dealer intervention, you should really seize the opportunity while it presents itself. So that's my answer there. Once again, it's going to be different for each individual, but my price point is double or damn near close to double. And can it be extremely liquid? If I was to put this on eBay, would it be able to shift real fast? Is a dealer willing to give me, after eBay fees, hassle and the likes of, close to what I'm comfortable with? So that's my answer right there to that question. So it'd be fantastic to know what you guys' thoughts are. Do you have a coin that you're considering flipping or should flip and you haven't flipped because you're just in love with it? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Do you intend to sell your coin at some point for a profit, or would you just want to go along for the ride? Is it in an indefinite series like the Kookaburras or the Swans coming up? They have no end technically, you know. They may change as they go along. The Kookaburras once upon a time came in many more variations, but for some reason they might not have been doing well enough for Perth to stop doing them in so many different variations. But when we're looking at series like this, you know, I think it offers a lot more opportunities, and you can maybe hold on to them for a little longer, as when you get the price maturing, it's more organic than artificial from what APMEX are doing. So it'd be great to hear your thoughts in the comments. Hate or love it, great to know what you think of this video. Don't forget to go ahead and follow me on the other platforms that I'm on. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the rebound.